Hello, my loves. If this message is finding you, then I absolutely trust that it's finding you at the exact time that you need to hear these messages. And so this is a reading for the collective for you. So let's go ahead and just kick straight off. The first question that I want to ask is just what do you need to know the most right now? What do you need to know the most right now? So let's just go straight ahead. The King of Cups. The King of Cups is the master of the emotional realm. When you pull the King of Cups, it's really learning that it's nobody else's business to manage your emotions. The person who has to be in charge of your emotions is you. Like, let's face it, life is so full on, especially right now anyway. But whenever you are watching this, trusting that the timing's perfect. But it's so easy in the game of human life to get overwhelmed by the amount that life throws at us. And it's really easy to slip into those times where we feel almost the word that comes to me is almost desperate, like we're drowning, and we really do lose faith in our capacity. And we do, there's like the word that keeps coming is desperate, like this desperation, like a clinging energy to something, someone, like please, something, someone help me, something save me, someone save me, someone like save me from the pain that I am experiencing right now, from my feeling of overwhelm, from my feeling of being unable to cope with the absolute tsunami of stuff that life is throwing my way. And when the King of Cups comes up, it's a little bit tough love, and it's a little bit saying the person that needs to save you is you. You have to learn, and this King of Cups is cloaked in blue. Blue is always about communication, and what comes to me is that it's your job to start learning how to speak your needs, how to speak. Even the word that comes is more brutally, more truthfully, without worrying as much um, about how perfectly it will land, trusting. Like when I look at that little bit of red there, I just saw these flames in my mind, and it's like without worrying about whether there's going to be turmoil or conflict when you speak your truth. This is about like the feet are green. This is about, standing in connection solidly. He's got his feet on this big stone altar, which weirdly is floating. Like this card is kind of crazy because this stone altar looks like it is floating in the middle of this river or ocean, this tumultuous seas. But he's just sitting there like an absolute friggin' boss, unfazed by anything. And really mastering, like fish are jumping out of the water. He's just like, no problem, fish, no problem. Like I have got myself. He's finding a way to float in this really tumultuous ocean of life. And so this is about speaking your truth with your feet firmly on the ground, knowing what you need to say, knowing what you need for your life, for your human experience. He also, so the gown is blue, and then he has this cloak that is bright yellow with red. And yellow is a reflection of that solar plexus chakra, always about courage and about will. So the sense I get is that this need to speak more honestly, more openly, is about really activating this courage within you to say what you need to say to honor yourself, to do what you need to do to honor yourself. There's a little bit of a red rimming that cloak about the passion that it's going to have to come from, that drive that's going to have to fire it. He is there with his crown as the king of the emotional realm. And it's interesting too, because we could have pulled the queen, who's also masterful in the emotional realm, but we didn't. We pulled the king. And the king is about the masculine energy of mastering emotions. So that is like a practical element to it. It's not as much about the intuitive going within. This is about practical steps in speaking your truth, in what steps do you need to take right now in your life to manage your world better emotionally. This is about you turning up for you, doing the work, taking the steps, no matter how uncomfortable, brave acts of courage in order to be the king, the savior for yourself around your emotional realm. That is what I get for that first question in what do you need to know the most right now. I'm going to ask now a question around what's going to provide the nourishment and the healing to support you. The nourishment and the healing to support you on this path. This card has just popped out. Okay, I'm going to show you this card. Okay, where are we? Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Here we see a couple of people, they've gone inside a church, and what they're doing is they're actually getting some advice. And this card is a reminder that if you want to change things in your physical world, that we're not here for a solitary experience as a human. We are here to do life as a collective. And this is about actually being very, what word will I use here? I'm just tuning into the best words. Discerning. Being discerning is the word that comes to me around who you want to take counsel from, who you want to take guidance from, and within that, not feeling that you are alone. So this is not about doing this journey alone. This is about realizing that if you want to change things in your physical, practical material world, all the pentacle cards are always about the practical world and how we bring things into the practical world, how we create change into our physical lives. So if you have pulled the Three of Pentacles, this is about working out, who can I turn to for real? Who can I trust? Who has actually got my back in a way where I can be held and met and supported? And you might find that there's very, very few people that actually hold and support you the way that you need right now. This is not about, it's the absolute opposite of, like, for lack of a better word, of a whining or gossiping energy. This is not about whining. This is not about blaming. And this is not about gossiping. This is about having gone within, realizing that there's some decisions that had to be made in the two, that you're starting to bring some change in. So the Two of Pentacles is where you bring some change into the world. And there's a little bit of struggle in how you're going to balance out the new stuff that's happening in your life. And the Three is about, where do I turn to get support? Where do I turn? Who do I turn to? So for some of you, that might mean tuning in to, is it a best friend? Is it your partner? Is it one of your children? Is it jumping on YouTube and getting random readings, to actually feel supported? I know that that has been my greatest counsel through my darkest times of solitude, has been actually getting readings from random collectives that were in 100% alignment and that moved me to tears, which is actually what has inspired me to do this reading for you all and to start doing readings for the collective, because that was actually my form of greatest guidance. That may not be yours. So you listening to this message with full integrity and full authority, you are the boss of yourself and your life. And if this message isn't for you and doesn't isn't resonant for you, doesn't resonate, switch it off, find another one, go to who is right for you today. Okay. I have no attachment and I don't take it personally. I am here for those who are resonating and get a yes to this. So when I tune in and look further, even more deeply into this card, in the background, there's this black, there's this darkness, and this is about who can hold you in your darkness? Who can hold you in your times of trial? It looks like it's a church or a chapel. This isn't about necessarily getting religious support, but this is about finding someone who can support your spirit, who can support your soul with integrity, with love, with a strength, with a foundation. There's like this flower there. In the structure itself. And to me, when I look at that, it's like who can help grow you, knowing that they can't save you. You are your master. You have to save yourself. But who can help, put some fertilizer on the soil of the magnificent plant that you are becoming? When I look at the person that this couple has gone to for counsel, the person that they've gone to has, blue leggings and this bright yellow vest kind of thing around them. And to me, that is like someone who is going to speak back to you words of kindness and integrity and support, and someone who has your friggin' back. They are not there to laugh at you, to bring you down, to make fun of you. Who is the person in your life that consistently brings you up, holds you the way that you need to be held? And as I said, if you don't have that person, find a way to reach out and feel held and met, because you are not alone in this journey. And I just feel I need to repeat that. You are not alone in this journey of life. And man, I know that it can feel lonely, but you are not alone. No matter how dark things get, no matter how tough times get, you're actually never alone. There is this glorious thread of humanity, and there is absolutely someone here to support you if you are willing to reach out to receive support in some form. So that is my message for you around what you need to do to receive some help for your healing at this moment in time. Okay, the next card that I want to pull, the question that I've been guided to ask is, what is your next step? What step do you need to take? Very cool. I love that we've just pulled the Ace of Cups. So epic. Okay, we pulled the King of Cups before, okay, talking about this need to develop emotional mastery. The Ace of Cups is really about this replenishing renewal of our emotional center, and it is about deep self love. Okay, when we look at this card, we can see like it is clearly a beautiful card. There is this cup that has this waterfall overflowing with life. There is this, for those of you who follow a religious path, there is the Holy Eucharist there. For those of you who don't follow that, I would just see that as this gift from the divine, but it is literally this sacred gift being offered to you. For those who follow a religious path, it's like literally like the body of Christ. For those who don't follow that path, see that as spirit, or just the great source itself offering you this gift of life, this gift of, wait a minute, you can do this. There is this dove coming down representing divinity. There is this, we have this beautiful still waters, not the tumultuous waters that have had to be overcome in the king here, but the still waters with lotus flowers all over the lake beginning to bloom, showing us this growth. Here the cup is absolutely overflowing. The dove is coming down representing this peace that we have access to. This card is about realizing two things. One is that no matter how bad things get, that there is always a way to come back to your emotional center. And that is the first thing that this card is about, is that there is always a way that we are living in a universe of love. This card is about abundance, the abundance of emotional safety, the abundance of love, the ideal like emotion, like the cups are about emotions, and the greatest emotion we can ever feel ongoingly in our hearts is love. This card is a reminder that love is everywhere for you, but are you willing to go and get that love? Do you even think that you are worthy of that love. We are all created in this, reflection and mirror of something that is spirit, of something that is source. We are all this tiny piece of source. And so what that means is that the way that we are so utterly loved by the universe, we have that tiny little piece inside us of this absolute divine love. This card is a reminder that you are pure love. You are so worthy of loving upon yourself. And, really the second part of this card is that this card is about a journey of self-love. It is a reminder of, one aspect being the love that is everywhere, the love that we have access to if we choose, the enormity and the massiveness of love that exists in the world if we are willing to drink from the sacred chalice of love. But the other part is that reminder that it's our job to drink from the cup. Spirit isn't here to force us to drink from the cup. It brings the dove, it brings the holy gift, the holy offering, it brings the sacred lake to bathe in, to swim in, and for us to drink the sacred waters of that cup. It's abundant everywhere, but we have to actually drink it. We have to do the work, whatever that means to you. This is about really committing to a path of self-love, whatever that looks like for you. So, what comes to me as I look at this Ace of Cups in this reading, because every reading, the cards will have a slightly different nuance. And in this reading, as I look at this Ace of Cups, what comes is that how much are you giving to you right now? Is your giving all about giving to others and insufficiently giving to yourself? Not okay. Just not okay. And not going to get you to the King of Cups. You're not going to get there. You're not going to get to this homeboy if you are not willing to absolutely and utterly create this abundant, overflowing waterfall of self-love where you drink first. You drink first. It's like the image that comes to me is like they talk about in that plane safety thing where the oxygen thing drops, and if you're with children you have to make sure that you sort out your oxygen thing first before sorting out those of the kids. And that's what this card reminds me of, is are you drinking first? Because if you are empty, you have nothing to give. If you are not drinking that sacred holy water of self-love, what you are giving others is from this chalice that is like a second-rate chalice. You're drinking it from some dodgy chalice on the side, not from the epic Ace of Cups that's being offered and gifted to you every friggin' day. Every friggin' day, we are offered the Ace of Cups, but are we willing to drink from it? Do we even think we are worthy? And so that is the line that comes to me. Do you feel that you are worthy of honoring yourself as a sacred being daily? Daily is the line that comes to me. I'm not saying that you're going to have time for 2 hours a day of self-love. Like probably in this day, everyday world, like almost no one will have that. But everyone would have time for 5 to 10 minutes. And if you do not, then there needs to be a massive look at your life as to how you can bring a portion of time in to invite sacred self-respect and self-reverence and self-honoring for you, because you are sacred, you are divine, and you are worthy. And that is the message that is coming for you around the next step that you need to take. Okay. The next question that is coming to me to ask is, what is going to help you activate your courage? What is going to help you activate more will, more courage, more strength? Because that's what I sense is actually really needed the most. I keep looking at the gold, the yellow, that the cup, and it's like, yeah, but do you have the courage to drink from it? I look at the yellow on the cloak of the king, but do you have the courage to claim what you are so deserving of? Let me have a little look here. Okay, I'm going to show you the card and then I'm going to beautiful. This is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is about knowing that if, as I said, Pentacles are always about bringing things into the material world. And we look at this little homie and he is there doing the work. There's nobody else in that card. He is there chipping away, creating his new version of life, creating abundance. But in this case, what I feel we're talking about, because this has been very much what feels like this emotional journey of self-love, this is about what needs to happen to bring in emotional abundance that will then transpire into bringing in a different version of your human experience, a less stressful version, and a version that feels like he looks like he's happily chipping away at things to create the life of his desires. He does not look stressed. He does not look like he is pushing. He looks like he is calm and just, I don't know, I almost feel, I can hear like him whistling. The line that comes into my mind is like, zippity doo dah, zippity day, my oh my, it's a wonderful day. That little line is coming to me like that's what he's whistling or singing as he's chipping away, doing his work, like doing his sacred work. And to me, what comes to me as I look at that, I just get this sense that if you want this life of more happiness, more fulfillment, which you so deserve, more living a life that is like that little zippity doo dah, my oh my, it's a wonderful day, where the line that comes to me is just everyday joys, the simple joys of being a human. If you want a life with more simple joys of being a human being, then this is about you chipping away practically at your path of self-love and self-respect and really tuning in to what matters most to you. I look at him, his leggings are bright red. That is about his passion. You know, he's once again covered in blue. We have that reminder that we need to speak our truth. He is doing the work. There's nobody else in that card. I keep just looking at him, but he's peaceful. He's got a little gentle smile on his face as he creates change in his life. And he is literally with the hammer and a nail chipping into that pentacle in front of him. He is the one in charge creating this new version of life. And so the line that comes to me is, are you willing to do some daily something? That might look like a 5-minute meditation, and it might be while you're doing your daily number two on the toilet. I don't know how you're going to fit this into your life. It would be so convenient and easy to say, I just don't have time to that, Ayla. Like, easy for you to say. And all I will say is that if you feel and believe that you are not worthy of 5 sacred minutes of peace, gentleness, self-reflection, time, reverence, and honoring, it is going to be really tough to create a sacred life of love, peace, and joy, a life that fulfills you, a life that you choose, a life that doesn't just have to be survived, a life not filled with, a different kind of card where there's a lot of anxiety or conflict. This is about 5 minutes for you with a practical action, another pentacle card of practical action, a practical step that you bring into your reality. And as I said, the blue is about speaking truthfully. If someone fights you on this is about turning to them like a friggin' boss and saying, I deserve 5 minutes. I need my 5 minutes. Hell to the no. Screw you. I need my 5 minutes. Fighting for your 5 minutes and giving yourself a moment to take a breath, to revere yourself and to begin to bring a new reality into passing. There is this little new castle in the background that you are creating, a new version of your life. I feel like I want to pull one final card in this little reading for you today. One final card of lastly, what else do you need to know to give you faith, to give you inspiration, to keep you in a space of hope? What else do you need to know for faith, inspiration, and hope. What do you need to know most? I normally like to wait until a card, there it is. The card pops into my hand. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. We have, where am I going? King of Wands, we've pulled this time. From the King of Cups, we started with the King of Cups and we're ending with the King of Wands. This card is absolutely fabulous. The King of Wands, the King of Wands, he is all about being the king of action. As I said, this reading for you today this is not about sitting and dreaming up. This is about being responsible for your emotional well-being, your emotional health, for about taking charge, creating a new system that's going to work for you. And the King of Wands is the king of action. This is about one action step that you can do now, immediately, like starting today, or tomorrow by the very friggin' latest. This is like an immediate requirement of an action step in order to feel. I look at this card and I see this dragon energy behind him. In order to feel that you have the right to bring in this life of magic. This card is covered. We have this little lizard totem here, at the base, that little tiny darling, little lizard, and his cloak is covered in lizards, right? Lizards everywhere, lizard central. Lizards are all about stepping up into the spotlight, and they are also about the massive regeneration and renewal energy, man. I mean, and my whole heart goes out to you. Actually feel quite teary as I feel into this card. You have survived so much, like sweet mother, you have survived so much. Boo, so much suffering, so much exhaustion, so much pain makes me feel quite teary. And all that you want to do is just lie down, get into bed for like 10 years and just not get up. You feel like you don't have one more millimeter of strength in you. And I am unfortunately that like tough love messenger today, saying that the way through this is through one tiny action step. That is going to be your way through. Nothing big, nothing massive, but this is about accessing the power of regeneration within you. You have survived so much. You can survive one more round. This reading for you today is about, like, I get shivers as I say it, it is about infusing, and I'm sending all my heart and all my love and all my courage to you right now as I tune into anyone watching this recording right now. I send you my whole heart of love, you gorgeous, courageous being. This is about you knowing that you have the power and the courage to get up one more friggin' time. One more freaking time. You can do this. You can get up one more freaking time. This is about you remembering that you are a master of regeneration. If you wrote this into your story, then you have the power to heal it and to move through any demons that you are facing right now. This is about using this lizard totem, this lizard energy of regenerative spirit, regeneration, renewal, and also lizard is also about stepping into the spotlight and being willing to be seen. You are worthy of being the protagonist of your life. This life is, you are not here to just be a second-rate, secondary player. This is your life, your story. You're the protagonist. Get up, get yourself up, grow that new tail. And it is time to step onto this throne as the King of Wands, okay, with this yellow cloak of bright courage, the beautiful, that beautiful. I look at these beautiful beings, these dragons. Dragons and lizards dancing together, be seen, regenerate, bring in the magic. And this dragon almost has like this lion style energy as well. It's like about mastery, this powerful being saying, you are magical, you are masterful, you can regenerate, you can do this. And he is cloaked in this kind of reddish orange. This is about your desires. This is about, what do you dream of? What do you want for your life? And when I look at this wand that is holding, there's little growth spurts coming off that wand, little growth spurts coming off that wand, in that reminding you that orange, sacral, you are so worthy of actioning your desires. Your desires are valid. They are worthy of being blessed by the universe. There is green around his chest. You are worthy of healing. He has a sacred amulet. This is about reverence to self, and he's got the crown. You are the king of your life, but the way to get there and the way to be the leader of your experience of being alive right now is to grab that wand, get on your throne, and take one action step today. That is your reading. That is your reading today, my darlings. You are the king of your emotional realm. Get the support that you need to bring change into your life. Start a plan of self-love. Get very practical around this plan and really start actioning stuff, remembering that no matter how far you have fallen or how much pain you have landed in, that you have the capacity for renewal, that you have the King of Wands inside you, and that you can do this. I send you so, so, so much love. I have every faith in you. And until the next time, be magical, be blessed. So much love. Bye, beauties.